In what context?
Ogden Road
Sure.
on here.
It is. There's two versions though. And these were actually asked to be printed out by committee members, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll see. Randy and Petro are up both in the front, so they have an update for us.
I was on walking on the logging road was 2 days ago. The young lady who was on a motorized scooter was definitely going over 15, more like about 25. Of course, there wasn't anybody else on the road at that time. Well,
Hello, how are you?
Chris?
yeah, how are you?
How are you, Michelle?
I'm hanging in. Oh, yeah.
So is Randy coming
Mhm.
tonight? Great.
Yes.
Is Jerry?
I am not sure about that, but I think Chief Tro.
Yeah, I thought all three were coming, but you
Really?
know, that was a couple months ago and sometime.
Yeah. Jerry's always in and
change.
out, so
Yeah.
yeah, I should have asked him or something.
Mm.
We have an official staff liaison now.
Not technically. We're still waiting to hire our new associate, so it might be a little shuffling because Ryan's been on parks for a long time as well.
Yeah,
So I think we're all gonna kind of discuss and see if we want to stay where we are or.
yeah,
Yeah. But I'm happy to be here.
yeah. Thank
That
you
was pretty
for.
fun and I'm excited to hear from Randy as well, just like you are, so.
So did Bruce ever send in his?
Yes. Yeah, so one of those should be.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great.
Which one's from Bruce?
This one, and then I really like his introduction here, if it's the same as it was before, I think that should go above anything, you know. Anyway, but there's, you know, it depends, do you, we'll get to it in the meeting, I don't need to go into it, so. Yeah, it's kind of like, how do you deliver the message in a precise, easy way and. Yeah. Well, hi, Russ. And. So.
So Rich, think we need a new list of minute takers?
What's that?
Think we need a new list of minute takers?
Yeah. Randy?
Hi, Randy.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
Met you on the email.
Yeah, right.
Andy?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you. Again. Oh. Randy?
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes, and I've been one who went to the city council.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
To see,
Now I
just to
recognize.
say, hey.
Let's get something
I
going.
think
Is that what
I
this
guess
is?
I
Yeah, the October one.
Started
I
something.
started
Good.
something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good, okay.
Started up.
Well,
Yeah,
yes, Lynn, as soon as you
Which makes sense.
Google it, and then the e-bike, beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
Web page comes up and
Oh,
so
very
Mindy asked me to
good.
write something and I went to look and. So I just came as a citizen
E-bikes.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
Jeremy doesn't really have an opinion, and then it got.
Then you got us all going.
I know.
Thank you. And that's how to light a fire, yeah.
Yeah. Terrific.
Yeah.
More than we.
And then it was a
Mark and
newspaper
Mark.
article.
Yeah, you got some
Yeah.
free press out of
I
it.
know. I didn't have to write the article out.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
well,
I just was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just couldn't believe there was nothing, not even on our page.
yeah,
Nothing.
so
It was hard to write an article.
we'll go ahead and, is it already running?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I know Bruce is gonna be coming about 10 minutes late, he's thinking. He's registering for a summer bike rides Northwest.
All right.
And so anyway, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order for City of Canby Bike and Pedestrian Citizen Advisory Committee this December 9th. And thank you all for being here. I want to especially welcome Randy Ely and Chief Trove for taking the time to help us out this evening. And otherwise, let's move on to approval to minutes. Any comments or changes?
On the
Yeah.
other- here. Looks like a second agenda.
Yeah,
I have them printed out there. if you-
it's this one here, October 14th.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, here, you can take mine.
I didn't see the notes.
Uh,
Okay.
If there are no corrections, I'm happy to entertain a motion.
I move we approve it.
All in favor? Great, that's unanimous. And moving forward, there's public comment. Any members from the public? I don't think so are present today. So if that's the case, we will go on to welcome officially Chris Wright
Thank you.
as our new member. Thank you. Excited to have you, and we appreciate your time and investment in your community, and
Happy to be here.
hope we can put your time to good use.
Sure you will.
Otherwise, I'm going to, we'll move on to old business, and
You're looking at the.
Really.
am I looking at the October 15th? Well, excuse me. I
You want to borrow
hope
mine?
to turn the page.
You want mine? You want it back?
Okay, new business sidewalk program. Randy, can I throw it over to you?
Sure. First, I didn't know, Counselor, if you had anything you wanted to say before I jump in. You're my boss, so. Anything before we? Some handouts. This is my first meeting, so. A few topics, I didn't know how you wanted to address the topics. You know, this all got sort of kickstarted when I think Michelle came to council a month or two ago and talked about the trail and some striping challenges and usage with e-bikes and safety and what West Lynn was doing. And so we looked into some of that. So anyway, I hadn't been to this committee, and then Chief Pro is here. So as you're all our Canby residents, so I hope you're all sending good thoughts his way. He's been very busy, him and his department, over the last 24 hours. We had a very unfortunate
Oh, no,
event over the weekend, so
I'm sorry.
good thoughts to Chief and the staff. They've been very busy, and the Canby School District, so. That said, Chief's here and has done a little bit of a deep dive himself, and he is an avid runner and walker and outdoors enthusiast. So he's been on some trails himself and walking paths. So might have some ideas to add to the conversation. We have an active chief.
Yeah.
Very fit. But I just had a couple handouts here. I didn't know, you guys have been at this a long time. This is the fourth city I've had the honor of working in, and several of them have a 50-50 sidewalk program. You've probably discussed this many times in your council, in your committee meetings. So I don't know how far you've delved into this topic in the past, but seems to be a bit of an appetite on council level to explore this. So the concept being, I have a couple examples I handed out here, whereas here's a couple cities that will reimburse the resident up to $2,500 or $2,000 of cost from bids to replace. You can see the elevated panels of sidewalk to make them ADA or safe for passage. So let's say you get a bid for $5,000 to fix it. The city would cover half that cost in this case. The mechanics and process, the council would have to figure out how that works, but you can see there's more than a handful of jurisdictions out there in the state that do this.
Yeah.
So I think your city council will be interested in exploring that with you.
Yes.
I did get out and drive around Holly Street, around Waite Park, and some of those areas, the older neighborhoods that don't have sidewalks, where residents have called in and said they'd be looking to explore putting some in place. So something to keep in mind, that bring that to this committee and allow for some discussion. I don't know.
So are you thinking that this would be for new sidewalks as well as repair? Is that what you're?
This is mostly repair.
Okay.
Yeah. Repair.
Could you envision it being expanded to new sidewalks?
Because right now the city pays for sidewalks.
That's right. Yeah. And then
Unless it's a new construction.
new construction, the contractor would, of course. Were you gonna jump in?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I know Olive Photography, I think that's on Holly and Fifth, right?
Yeah.
They have a beautiful house, beautiful trees, right? And the city brings a lot of events downtown, right, around Waite Park. And especially like for the cruising and those events, I mean, they expand further than Waite Park these days. And there's lots of traffic on the sidewalks, right? And they have some spots like this. And some people have fallen in trip, even though they try to mark it, right, with cones and stuff like that. And legally, they can't block the sidewalk. So they have to have it open.
And they're liable for it.
And they're liable. They've
It's
actually
their private property.
been sued a couple times, I think, even. So something like this, I think it will help, because it's spendy. So anything I think that we could do to encourage that.
Because then the other thing that typically what will happen on this is then the residents will just cut down the trees.
Yeah.
Instead of continuing to pay to do that. So it'll also help save the canopy that we're talking about in our comprehensive plan and keeping the tree canopy as well. So.
You know, kind of budget, like Woodburn and so on,
Washington County here.
in the county, I mean, get an idea. Woodburn's probably closer than whole Washington County, I suppose.
Yeah. It looked like Washington County has they created a district, a pedestrian biking improvement district.
Oh, I like that.
Pretty cool idea. I could look into that. Urban Road Maintenance District Advisory Group. So that's where everybody chips in, and they've done 75 projects since 2010, it looks like. And then there's a map of their projects on the back in the Washington County area. But that said, we do have some maintenance budget in our Parks Department at the city. And we haven't made a concerted effort, as I understand, to really ramp that up. But if that was a direction that the council wanted to put a little bit of muscle behind to get some sidewalks built in some of those underserved areas of town, we could probably take a good hard look at that.
Yeah, my 2 cents. I think it's a very worthy program to be looking at. One thing that you don't want to threaten people. You want them to be educated and aware that it is their responsibility to keep their
Yeah.
sidewalk in condition. And then also the way we've been putting up so many of in the developments as they get older, you know, people have these fences up where their backyard is against a main arterial or,
Fences, yeah,
yeah, and
getting into the.
and there's, and they don't realize that that property and that sidewalk is theirs still. They think that their responsibility ends at their back fence, which, you know, butts up against the,
Mhm.
you
Even
know.
on Ivy, you've seen the new Ivy Street? It's
Yes,
really close, isn't it? Some of the vegetation and
yeah.
really,
And just
and the
like,
fencing.
yeah, and walking, yeah, exactly on
When you
Ivy.
walk, when you walk.
Yes, yes. So
South Ivy.
South Ivy, sorry.
Yeah.
So.
South Ivy. But I do think, and I don't know where that is, how do you raise that awareness? Is it something that even needs to be done? But maybe simply just letting people know that this is a project or that a program that's
Voluntary,
available.
yeah.
It's gonna raise the visibility of it all and awareness. And then maybe even on the website, just making clear that those,
Don't seem to. We do it sometimes. I know Canby Utility does it a lot, but the sewer billing and stuff that goes out. I mean, to me, that seems like a prime opportunity to have like an insert or information inserts to go out on a
Yeah.
regular basis.
Yeah.
You know, for this month, it's this topic, next month, it's another topic, just kind of, did you know kind of thing. You know, obviously you're not gonna,
what,
you can't put a lot of weight in there because it costs more, but you know, an extra sheet of paper probably isn't gonna be any difference, so.
this is a brainstorm and
Yeah.
maybe it's
good.
not worthwhile.
Mhm.
But too bad we can't have something like a 50-50 sidewalk for some of our sidewalk gaps on existing old homes that are kind of graded or deemed a high value gap, you know, in an important area, like as it's going towards a school or a park
Yeah.
or ADA access. And if there's some old house that, not old house, but older property
Yeah.
that still, is there, how do we?
You mentioned a key word there, schools. There is a program I'm familiar with. I haven't explored it in Canby, but it's called Safe Routes to Schools.
We're very,
You're very, okay. So we can look into that. Or have you explored that?
yes, very much so. And for a while, a few years back, we had there's been, we had a contact, he's on the Parks Board right now.
Okay.
And he longtime employee of the school or was, but when we really tried to partner with any of the schools, they all just felt a little too overwhelmed to take part.
Okay.
And that was unfortunate, but that doesn't mean it's always going to stay that way. It just seems like there are funds available that we should
Yeah,
not
if
let
it's there.
pass by.
Yeah, we had a.
One thing about the back to schools route, it's competitive bidding.
Okay.
And to get some funds from there, you really got to have the school's involvement.
Okay.
And that we haven't had. And I know that from the perspective, both many are county, and we know seeing these bids go out and we see what's coming back, what it takes.
All right.
We need to get the schools involved if we're gonna look for money
schools.
and grants from them.
Yeah, because we actually had a report prepared with recommendations,
Really?
and basically the recommendations weren't adopted.
Wow. How many years back we think, roughly?
5,
5 years ago?
6?
Probably a little more than that. We
8.
did, the last Safe Routes to Schools funding that did actually go through was around, it was at Trost.
Was it? Okay.
So, and that was,
Elementary?
yes. And
Okay.
they did some repainting and signage. But when we were asking them to take the next step for further, or some lighting and stuff, and they just said, we're too busy there. Isn't that how it went? Something like that. But we did get
Well, what's the school?
something.
There's a school right over by Wade Park.
It's Night and Echoes. There's
Mhm.
2 actually. Right next to each
Seems
other.
like that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Um,
and
Okay,
so it's been a few years. It's
worth another
maybe-
run at it.
And also maybe some of it is learning how we can make it easier for them so it's not overwhelming.
Right.
We need to partner with,
They're a little. It's, the budget is tough.
That is
for
tough.
the-
But it is new administration and.
Yeah.
Well, that study I referred to only looked at two schools,
Okay.
Trost and the elementary next to Trost.
Baker Prairie.
Well,
Baker Perry and Trost.
Baker Perry and Trust.
All righty.
And we do happen to see at most of our meetings for Clackamas County Bike Ped, the Safe Routes to School
You do.
coordinator there. So
yeah.
Well, if you could pass the message along and
yeah,
that'd be great next time.
Okay.
Or give me a contact.
Mhm.
for sure.
It's
We
easy.
can do that.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe have you designated somebody to do the minutes for this meeting?
Pardon?
This.
Have you
minutes-
designated somebody to do the minutes for this meeting?
No, I haven't. Thank you
I'm
for
taking
it.
some notes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some. I'm writing as fast as I can.
I'm sorry. So yes,
Okay.
thank you for that. And who's next on the queue?
Somebody new. Cliff and I have
Marilyn,
been passing it
are
back and forth for 4 months.
Michelle, are you willing?
Do we know who made the motion and who did the second on the,
Yeah, so I seconded, so called.
that's all we really
Yeah.
kind of.
Thank you.
And what was the motion? I think I came in with,
So who? did
So
we
pass
make
the minutes.
motion?
oh, okay.
Who made the motion?
You missed that one.
I missed.
Sorry, your name again.
With Ash?
Cliff, yeah.
Mr. Ash,
So
your
back
wife at home
to
tonight?
you.
I asked her if she wanted to come to the meeting. She said no.
Do better things to do. Okay, so I think that covers, we got the green light support from you guys to explore those two
Oh, yeah.
a little
Yeah.
further, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything on our end that we can further help with on that?
Just, if you could pass along the safe routes to school contact for the county,
Got that.
that'd be awesome.
Okay.
I think a bigger problem is people who don't want a sidewalk.
Right,
You have to get the property.
yeah, that's true. Like some of those old classic homes over there that don't, they just have grass all the way out to the street. Probably don't, I'm not gonna guess, but maybe some of them don't want foot traffic and sidewalks in front of them.
There's like where I live,
Yeah.
there on, just off of Township,
Yeah,
there's sidewalks on both sides of Township, except for this one little section
Yeah.
between Pine and then going towards Baker Prairie School. Because, and then down Pine, so
mhm,
that one corner lot has
mhm.
no sidewalks, and I assume that those people don't want to pay for anything.
I believe that's a property owner doesn't.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, so it's, there's those kind of things.
Yeah, that.
Every sidewalk and the whole around every area,
I
sidewalks,
know.
except that one section. But there's a couple other places where it's missing them,
Mhm.
for a few feet, but.
There's a lot of gaps, but it seems like from in the past, like the cities seems to, in order to get sort of the best price,
Mhm.
they tend to want to do a bigger chunk, and so it takes a long time.
Yeah,
If we can make some compromise and be able to set aside maybe some projects to be able to take care of
Mhm.
some gaps over time instead of waiting 10 years before you can do
Yeah.
all of it, some incremental.
One project I'm looking at right now is on 10th between Pine and well, anyway, that's being worked on at
10th Street.
on 10th Street.
Oh, yeah,
The north side.
the big one.
Yeah.
And the liaison we had before Emma,
Mhm.
Matilda Dees, she said that city was wanting to improve that for a long time. It wasn't enough right away towards the east end to put in sidewalks.
Huh.
And so I wanted to ask Jerry Nelzine what changed to
Yeah.
the city
Well,
decided.
they finally acquired, they were getting approval and it took that long to get all of the approval from enough of the people.
Well, it looks like there's 3 property owners who aren't.
Oh, but except, yeah, they finally, they did enough. They were like, okay, well, we've got enough now to make it, we're just gonna do it, even though those 3 didn't go in, but they were still waiting to try to get as many as they could, basically.
Okay.
So that's really all that was holding it up in the past. If they could have gotten this far 5 years ago, they could have done it 5 years ago.
Recalling a conversation I had with the mayor, since this is typically, when we set our goals for the coming year, and typically sidewalk gaps have been one of our 3 goals for the year to try to encourage improvement on. And I think that with the meeting with the mayor, when he wanted us to kind of identify some of those high value gaps that where we really, that should be next in the chute when possible. And granted, that doesn't occur until sometimes 5-7 years down the road when it all coalesces and comes together. But where was I going with this? I lost my way. Sorry.
That's all right. Goals.
Yeah.
gaps.
Anyway, so that's where it's really
Maybe just
valuable.
show a little bit of progress out there and maybe momentum will take over.
Well, more specifically,
Yeah.
it helps to have you, Jerry, to have an understanding of where and what's in the queue.
Okay.
What's going to be worked on for the coming, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year things. And if it's all right there on the city website, we could lighten your load, and we could, if we know where to look, and we can see where it's at, or if you can help get us that information,
Like an
you're always
inventory?
welcome at what's that?
Like an inventory of
Project list.
project list?
Just knowing,
I think it's the cap.
just like, Ivy is wrapping up,
Okay.
Redwood is,
Yeah.
had been
Project
done,
lists.
and
Barry Nelson
10th
came to our
and-
committee and he had
yeah, he laid it out for us.
10 projects that
Thing.
he presented to
that
the
way
city
we're-
council.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That way, we're not
Okay.
always saying, well, why don't we do this section after talking about it for 10 minutes? It's
Okay.
already in the queue,
Gotcha.
and we just didn't know.
Okay.
We can be more efficiently helping
Yeah.
for further out.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
but that's part of what we appreciate. So you can keep going. Was there?
No, I think we
Okay.
covered the sidewalk stuff.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
why don't we just,
Business.
on to old business. And Bruce, you were next in the queue for the Clackamas County Bike Ped, but I'm wondering just in the,
I think that there's only a part of that meeting that's important,
exactly.
and that was the very end. And one of our members of the county bike and ped is from Happy Valley. And Happy Valley is looking at an ordinance on e-bikes. And of course, the problem with e-bikes is that part of it's the definition.
Yes.
And I think you're aware of the course of 3 classes,
Yes.
but most of the bikes being sold are not in those 3 classes.
And
If you see
legally,
somebody-
illegal if they're not, it actually becomes an off-road vehicle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's been it's a growing issue. It's been growing for a couple of years now.
It's gonna keep growing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep growing. And, you see somebody going down the road 25 miles an hour and they're not pedaling. That doesn't fit this classification, but they're doing 30 and pedaling. They're a monster. And it could be an e-bike, but not likely.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were talking about addressing mostly behavior issues. But there's one caveat different that I hadn't heard of. When a juvenile is cited, the parent has to come with them, and the parent is cited as well.
Whoa.
Because you have to be 16. right?
Uh-huh.
63 bikes. That's correct.
So I thought that was the takeaway I wanted to present to you is if we do come up with an ordinance, in this, we want to be sure to make the parent accountable as well as, because parents need to be responsible for whether their kids purchase on their own or they purchase for their kids. And, one other thing, I think he mentioned it too. The New York Times, there's been several articles on e-bikes, and the injury rate is like 10 times higher on an e-bike than a standard bike.
I believe it when you're going faster, right?
And you're on a heavier.
Well, yeah, part of as an e-bike rider.
Yes.
But I'm an old e-bike rider, so I try to ride safely. Anyway, one of the things I was curious about is the position, how much priority do the police put on e-bike and bicycle safety? I mean, it's difficult because you can't sit out there with radar guns going on an e-bike.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, we do. So our officer, I actually talked to our traffic officer today about it, and he stops quite a few, especially kids, right, on e-bikes, or now there's these little e-motorcycles and stuff, and really is more at this point educating them about the laws and what it is. And technically, if it's an off-road bike and they're riding, we could technically tow it and seize it. So it really is about education. And we're actually, he's actually working with the schools to get some education out to kids about e-bikes and about e-scooters and all the electronic stuff. And they keep getting faster, right? And they keep getting more efficient, right? I mean, a lot of the ones we're stopping these days they don't have pedals. So they're not even technically e-bikes, but they're kind of a / e-bike, e-motorcycle. And those go up to 50, 55 miles an hour. They're very fast. And there's these kids, riding them. I know at our last chiefs of police meeting, the next legislative session, they're going to do some more about specifically e-bikes and these e-motorcycles and stuff, to define them a little bit better and to give more and to list it in ORSs so police could have actually authority to cite some of these things. But there's a lot of gray area in that field right now. So I know that's going to be a hot topic down in Salem.
Part of the conversation at the county meeting, they were saying that New York City and San Francisco are probably the ones that are rewriting or writing the ordinances or furthest along in getting some changes going. I don't know what
Now,
levels.
as we've been kind of hammering the e-bikes, and I would rather call them e-cycles, motorcycles than I do e-bikes. There are a number of people who ride an e-bike safely and courteously, and we don't want to infringe on their ability to get around town.
The thing is that here in the US, the cat's out of the bag because of the throttle. We've ridden in Europe on e-bikes. They don't allow throttles there.
No.
So,
Really?
yeah. And so you have
Just
to pedal.
all pedal assist,
You have to pedal.
right? No throttle.
Yeah, no throttle. So that eliminates, but I know it's not going to happen here because they're already,
It's already,
I mean, I've got a throttle on mine and I use it sparingly, but I see people riding it and that's all they use.
The argument for throttle is if you're 75 and not as strong as you used to be on a bike. Do you remember when you first started getting a bike and you're trying to learn, you start to pedal and you're like this?
Yeah.
The throttle takes care of that.
No, I understand, but
Right.
That's where there is a argument for a throttle.
Yeah. And it's really brought a big segment of people who didn't ride bikes to actually cycling, right?
it's going to have to be laws written based on, the new bike has to have pedals. That would be one thing. And then a limit on the power of the e-bike, because there's all kinds of ways to go online and ways to soup up your e-bike, even with.
Oh, yeah, for sure, right? And it'll look like a regular
Yeah,
class.
well, yeah, it doesn't look any different.
E-bike,
Yeah, I spend too much time on e-bikes in the county here. We'll move on, or
Well, as you see, our next subject, and that's what they're here to talk to us, some ideas and things regarding the logging road and e-bikes and e-bike safety. And I was thinking before we get too far down the road on this, that if there are some discussions to be had or suggestions made, sometimes if it's a point that seems like, how important is this on, how much does this point matter? We can do kind of a 1 to 5 raise hands thing. If it speeds the conversation along at all, we might implement that.
Just to kind of make sure you don't forget it and write it down.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it over to Randy here.
Well, I'd just like to give credit for the council testimony for bringing this issue in front of us the other month. I think it was a month or two ago. Where we were made aware that there might be some, zigzagging going on the trail with the e-bikes and pedestrian conflicts. And how do you do a better job of educating public, and maybe there's a skip line, I think it's called. What's it called?
Yeah, skip line.
Skip line. So you've seen it, right? When you drive in a car, just go down and Public Works can stripe that on there. Now, is that rushing to a solution? Or do we need to have deeper thought? Yeah, we got some pictures here of a skip line. Thank you. So the chief sent those to me. So is it as simple as that? And just call it good and see how we do? I think Chief was just at a couple different over the holiday vacation where he saw thousands of people using trails and obeying stay to the right pretty well. So now, do we want to try and boil the ocean and put like 15-mile-an-hour stencils on there and signage? Or do we just want to crawl before we walk and see if we can start with something and see if we can make a difference? I'll leave it at that. Chief, you have anything you want to?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of multi-use trails, right? Not just pedestrian or not just bikes. I think people need to share and learn how to share and obey the laws, right? And so I know I used to cycle a lot. Now, not as much, but I still do. And when I visit places, they have a lot of cycling. So my daughter lives in Boulder, Colorado, and it is a mecca of cycling, and they have tons of bike paths, multi-use trails, actually they call it. And if you build it, they will come because people use them, right? And when I was there last, I noticed that all the trails had these skip lines. And basically what it is, you still have I was running one day, right? I still had an e-bike go by me really fast, right? But it is a reminder to kind of stay to your right. So if cyclists or other users that are faster, they can move over and pass you, right? And so it's just a reminder of people using the paths. I was just in Santa Barbara for Thanksgiving. In Santa Barbara, there's a nice multi-use path along the beach there by the pier and stuff. Seriously, thousands of people. It was 70 degrees and beautiful. And I went for a run, and it was used by skateboarders, rollerbladers, bikes, walkers, runners. And again, the whole time skip line. And it really just made people go to one side. So it's a little safer, And actually the one in Santa Barbara was not near as wide as our bike path. Yeah.
And they still had the skip line.
Oh, they still had skip lines. Yeah. And I think really it's just a reminder for people to kind of stay right. If you're going fast, you have a spot to pass. And that's what it is. Because I've been on ours several times, right? And you'll have, people, all the way across, right? So maybe this will have, some people are still going to go all the way across, but it is kind of a friendly reminder. And I think it's an easy thing to try. They don't look bad, right?
Yes, our committee had, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah, our committee had recommended and suggested, and Jerry had it in the queue to do the skip line. And, budget cuts had to come up, and so it got cut. But, obviously we still hope to get it done, right?
Yeah.
And the one added thing was 2 points in the email I sent. Does color matter? Some trails are yellow, some are white.
Right.
I don't
Well,
think it matters.
I was thinking they're all mostly white, not, know me, but I've been all around the San Diego area, all around the DC area. The three of us been all over Europe. I was back in DC, Bethesda, and I realized, they're all yellow.
They're all yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the national
I
standard.
personally like yellow because that's the rules of the road, right?
Yeah.
If it's yellow, it's opposite traffic, right?
Yeah.
White is the same, you
Yeah.
go the same. So if you do white, like you're going down 99 and there's a white, you could be in either lane, right?
Yeah.
Yellow, it's the opposite. So I'm a fan of yellow just to keep it the same, and so people know.
AML.
And I don't think it.
The other point that I think was important was, do we have, if we're going to put something down, for skip line for bikes and walkers, how slippery is the paint? Can we get one that's not so slippery? Because a lot of things, if they're wet, it's a slip. So, as long as that's not prohibitively expensive, I think it would be just a good thing to heed possibly.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
they'd like to hear.
Yeah, I think there's.
Also, down on the end,
Oh. I'll pick up on that
go
for
for
you.
it.
On the north end.
Yeah.
Down, it's a log dump.
By the river.
We have a nice loop.
Yeah.
Well, people pick up on a bike, pick up a little speed going down. And
Go right into the
and
river.
trying to keep everyone separate. Let's make this a one-way system. So
Mhm.
you put walkers on the right, cyclists on the left. And they haven't seen this picture.
Circle.
That's right. Well, make it a one way.
Just do a
Just
one-way.
put an arrow at the top of the loop. And you might even go a sign,
Mhm.
heels, wheels. I picked that up in Maryland. Oh, no, Maryland, excuse me. That was in Virginia. I saw that.
Yeah, so the same thing, but just a one-way circle.
Right.
You see that
Yeah,
a lot.
just a one-way circle,
Smart
no
man.
head-on collisions. That's always a good thing.
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, like a traffic circle.
Like a traffic circle here, unless you're in Japan or Britain or Scotland. And then it's the other way.
It'd be very confusing.
I need to travel with this guy.
Yeah, right? No kidding, he's been places.
Sounds like all of you. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting too,
Counterclockwise. Can you take that up with Jerry?
Yep, again,
Okay,
yeah.
counterclockwise loop.
Yep, I know exactly where you're talking
Okay.
about, so.
Thanks, chief.
You don't go counterclockwise, people are gonna be running
Yeah.
into each other.
Okay, so that's a start, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Probably the next best weather. Be good to put the paint down.
Weather,
Yeah.
not this week.
Right.
It was a bad week.
Yeah, like, we'll have a yellow path.
6 months from now.
In this meeting, are we gonna have a discussion about the traversal property?
Oh, yeah, it might be good
That's a big
to,
topic.
Yeah, it is. Why don't we finish this? Because I know that the other big thing would be the speed limit to talk about. And
On that trail.
on the logging road,
Logging
yeah.
road, Yeah.
And, we've suggested a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit, but we've been working on this issue for at least 4 years.
Yeah.
And,
These are
I was
just
not
lanes
for
for-
speed limits on it, but now I'm going, that's the only way we can really say slow down. And, I'm sure you're not gonna cite for somebody doing 16 miles an hour.
Right.
And, I think that is inappropriate. It doesn't call for a new ordinance.
Yep.
And all you have to, whether you actually enforce it, I don't know, but I think it sends a psychological message.
It is kind of a reminder also.
And I think we should do
And
both.
Jerry did talk about, we can put those actually on, also on, on the pavement, on the
Right.
path,
That'd be
right?
good.
Just every
And he
once in a
will-
while, 15 miles per hour,
He
just
wants
to
to-
remind people, right? I mean, most pedal bikes don't have speed limits, but they're not the
Yeah.
problem, right? It's
Right.
city bikes that, a lot of them do have the speed on your displayed.
But he wants
So-
to avoid a post on the ground with a speed limit. The post becomes a maintenance issue for him.
Well,
Yeah, most and people, yeah.
riding that, and as an e-bike rider, the only time I ever it gets above 15 is going down over the bridge or down in the circle. Elsewhere, I ride, it's pretty much 12 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour. So unless you're using the throttle. So if somebody's going 15 all the way and the whole time, they're using the throttle.
Too many entries, it might be good to kind of do them where people enter.
Yeah,
but
there's where
But just
they
put
do
the speed limits there, that way people are reminded as soon as they come on the trail, and then it spaces it out enough.
Yeah,
that
they
they
figure
go
it out.
along.
Yeah, I could talk to Jerry about that too. I know that's a pretty easy thing also to add.
Yeah,
You say there's not too many entrants onto the,
Main entrances, like,
Like where a bike could.
like where people are coming in on the streets.
okay,
You know, like, so like down by Territorial, right by the apartments, there's a entryway there, like, so through there, and then like at Territorial when you're, so but kind of like the main areas where people are coming onto the trail, they're accessing it. That way they're
On your left.
I'm
they
just
see it
saying,
right away.
Yeah,
there's a lot of access.
Yeah.
and then just even. If this kind of comes to, we can do physical things like the skip line and the paint and stuff. And then also kind of working on the culture is an important part too. And making sure we get the message out as far as any user has responsibilities and how to safely use the trail and create a safe place for everyone. And, you know, there's different approaches, but where do we put that? I was noticing, I went to the city website to kind of see where we were at since Michelle's, yeah, no, it was good. It's a good you got great conversation started.
you got
It's
some traction going. Good job.
So, yes, and anyhow,
I
Right.
couldn't find it on the city website.
right now, it looks like it's about bikes and what are bikes' responsibilities that are kind of on the road, unless I missed it, but that was on our page.
Okay.
And I think possibly an all users for multi-use trails, because that, what was written that I saw on the city website was really about bikes and on mostly the road.
Okay.
Rather than a multi-use trail
Yeah.
situation, which is where a lot of our static is arising. And
We
we've
can
come
broaden
up
it,
with a variety of things. We just know we want to keep it simple and
Yeah.
Anyway, Bruce came up with a wonderful thing here. You'll see, is this okay if I go into this a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so we have, Bruce, go ahead, throw it out there. He kind of divided it up as different users, cyclists, walkers, and pet owners.
Now, I looked at it and I got the first paragraph done, which is a nice intro. And then
It is.
we had a long list of do's and don'ts. And I didn't want it to be 15, 20 bullet points, so I broke it up into the 3 user groups. And it's also kind of matches our sign that is on the logging trail already. And so, but I took the opportunity to add a couple more bullet points. And I think that's a good approach to take.
Yes.
We can put this right on the website.
That's exactly what it's written for.
Thank you. You're hired.
And
At that price, 0.
I really like, I was working on it also. And
Yes,
we
nice.
took slightly different approaches. And I think I slimmed mine down
Oh, yeah.
pretty minimally here. There could, but none of this is
Adequate.
hard, but I really like his intro. But I was thinking to get people to read the little bit that everyone is responsible for.
Yeah.
That it applies. And if we can shorten that up, great. But anyway, it's something to work with. And
So this
if
is
there are,
Mindy and I differed. We both want them to read it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
which approach works better?
Shorter,
Yeah.
shorter the better.
Well, I don't know, but which way
the
it
thing
looks
is-
shorter?
yeah, so
Do
anyway.
you have the other version?
Yeah, I just.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So
So-
you tell us which is the better version.
yeah, you guys, we want your feedback. Tell us what you like. You're not gonna hurt our feelings.
Well, I like it broken into 3 categories.
Mhm.
So if I know I'm a walker, okay, boom, 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 that's what I need to do. I'm a dog, I'm a dog owner, okay, so I know I need to do those 2 things.
Is there anything from, oh, and everyone else feeling about the same on that?
I
Is-
do like, if I could-
What's that?
If I could chime in.
Yeah.
I do like on, this is yours, Mindy, how you kind of have a short, like keep right past left. Like even if you're not gonna read a whole sentence or paragraph, it's like
Yeah.
you could remember just like that little. So each one of your bullets has like a very short first sentence.
Yeah,
So maybe if you combine the two.
And I actually thought about, on this one, putting
Approaches.
all, keep right, pass left.
yeah. And that's-
And I thought about that, but it just, I didn't want to put 4 things down.
Yeah, well, and
Too many.
the, you know, even something like keep right, pass left, announce your presence. Use a safe speed and
Just
just
be like general,
slower is
general
best.
information,
Mhm.
and then break it into cyclist walk. So you just have a like
Yeah.
general information. Boom, boom,
And-
boom, boom.
And maybe one of these, you know, it's a meld somewhere here in the middle.
Yeah.
If there's something
Sure.
here that's useful for the other or vice versa.
We have this on email. Did you guys send it to us?
Yes,
You guys
I
do?
think I only sent it to you. Did I send it to you? Not sure.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's
great.
in mind to bring up.
So anyway,
Of course, Brianne has.
yeah,
Thank you.
so she use as you wish.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
no
Yeah.
problem.
Be a good time to really push it once that skip line's in.
Yeah.
You know, we like put it on the planner on our website.
Okay.
Your skip line or whatever on the login road and then do a little campaign
Yeah.
with it. I'll say, hey, this is new, here's some things to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it all the time.
And maybe we can get it on the logging road page or parks page for multi-use trails. We don't even have to say the logging road. Maybe we do it, we don't.
Get your own page.
Yeah.
Our own page for this.
There is a, well,
Do you have a
no,
page?
There's a bike and ped page.
Like
Yeah.
you said.
yeah, it's
Great.
under bike ped and then it clicks on and you'll see it.
Perfect.
We've got some little cues down the left.
Does the trail itself have its own page?
Yeah, kind of. Well, no,
Facebook.
No.
page.
it has a Facebook page as well.
Actually, it gets a lot of hits, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but none of us go on it very much, do we?
Okay.
So we'll try to wrap up here if there's anything more on this.
This is great.
Like, very
Chris?
good.
Yes,
It sounds like the skip line striping is in motion, right?
yes.
So the section just north of Territorial where there's actually active vehicle traffic on the combined, like what's the flow gonna be to keep the pedestrians and bikes onto the path where there's an actual road there, you know what I mean?
Oh, where the crosswalk is?
The north side of that. So
Okay.
I live in Willamette Green, so I drive
Well, the
on.
first part is a real road,
It's an
right?
actual
You just
road.
go-
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the-
right.
Before you get to the
It's
gate.
basically a sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe don't.
Don't do that side.
I'll go over this skip
Can't,
line.
can't do a skip line there.
Skip that part.
How do you see it working best? No paint or some paint?
I would like to see it, try to push the pedestrian and bike traffic onto the actual sidewalk from there, because a lot of people still use the road to walk and bike on, and, it's dark,
Yeah.
it's not very well lit, so when you turn in there, it's hard to see people, and
Mhm.
I'm always scared of,
Also, would it be helpful?
Extend farther than just the parking lot though? I think it's.
it turns into the road, yeah. So, but the road past the entrance to Willamette Green doesn't get used very often at all.
Yeah, right, past it.
Access to the golf course, basically.
Yeah, maintenance, yeah.
And does it, this might be beside the point, fog line? Would it help a little?
That's what I was kind of thinking, is maybe a fog line between where the sidewalk ends and it pushes onto the road, where it's still an active road, maybe a fog line to keep
Yeah.
traffic on one side and it forces them onto the sidewalk.
It is really dark in there and I had a lost dog one time and I was there after dark and it was really hard to
Just show it
see.
to me.
Yeah, I got it here. You can look. I mean, it's really a driveway. It's it's kind of a road to the.
Want me to pull it up or?
Yeah.
See right here, this is an entrance to these. It goes into this development here.
Okay.
So, right, it crosses here, but then there's a road and then really the logging road starts up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cars are on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe we could talk to Jared and see if we're still okay with that, but Something to think about.
Before we leave the skip line, we were at the Parks and Rec meeting and they're talking about doing repaving the whole logging road. I'm sure they're
Yeah.
going to be doing it in segments.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, we shouldn't do the striping until the repaving is done.
I don't know about
This is gonna take a long
Yeah.
time. I
Yes.
think the striping needs to be pushed through. And then if they pave a section, they can stripe that little section.
I
So-
agree, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not super expensive, plus you have to do it
Every couple of years
every
anyway.
couple of years anyways.
Why would we wait?
I would, yeah. I
There's
don't-
no budget to redo.
Exactly, I don't think that would be an issue. I think that would.
Okay. And since I'm on that subject, they need to look at a capital improvement plan to pave the whole path.
Yeah, we should
And I
put
know
that in the queue.
that the surface is wearing,
Is it?
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough and they should be talking about it because it isn't like, oh, next year we need to have this thing paved.
Yeah.
That's not gonna ever happen. We need
How
to
many-
get this, and I think Jerry should go out there and take a look.
5 miles?
It's-
No, it's 3.
It's
Oh,
also,
like that?
Yeah, it's
Um,
3 something.
3?
Yeah, it's 3.2 or 3.3.
Under 3.5.
important point, is that it's also an emergency access road
Is it?
for, yes. Is that
Yeah.
is
Yeah, no,
correct?
correct.
Yeah, for fire.
We actually go, at least once a day, there's an officer that goes on just to
Yeah,
patrol it.
yeah.
So.
And so,
Okay.
anyway, it's not strictly a park and it's not strictly a road. So,
Yeah.
and it's also your only way over 99E if there is, for emergency access,
Because of the train.
because you have the logging
Oh, yeah.
bridge that goes over the top. Otherwise, if a train or something is blocking things, it's gonna be miles around, so quick response. Is that right? So, there you go.
One other note on this meeting,
But.
Parks and Rec was talking about widening the path.
Yeah.
Never been a time.
So I just saw that up there.
Got it.
Okay.
There's always a way across. I mean, it's not just that.
Okay,
For emergency.
well,
Okay, thank you.
thank you for your time.
Yeah.
We
If
really
anything else,
appreciate it.
we'll head home and tomorrow we got council, so we'll update them on this meeting.
All right.
Under your report tomorrow. And
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if there's, along the way, if there's anything.
Unless you want to hear about the
that-
traversal.
Pleasure meeting.
Oh,
So, you probably
yeah.
should hear about this.
so
I guess we're not going home.
very briefly,
No, this-
very
sorry.
briefly, yeah. The city has another 3.8 miles of this logging road
Yeah,
that they own,
okay.
which extends to the south. Go ahead.
But just, we did have a grant approved that they did a study and so they came up with a proposal on how to develop it.
And manage it,
Manage it.
simply, even manage it, for,
That's 5 years ago, we completed
That
that.
was about 3 or 4 years ago, right?
closer to 5.
Is this the
And-
property by the gun?
Yes.
From the gun, from 13th beyond.
So, yeah, and it's not, just so you know, that, there is a plan on a proposal, and we had stakeholder meetings of the adjacent property owners and stuff, and they thought that there was something being pulled over on them, but they were, the only meetings that were held were with them.
Yeah.
And, you know, how would we look at patrolling and carrying and making sure that there's safety there, even before development? And it was a phased development. And so right now, the first phase is where it's the private access road out on the first 1.8 miles.
So what they're worried about is Springwater corridor.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
problem they've had
Yeah,
on that.
Sure.
So they're concerned about
okay,
camping
yep,
and drug use
Yep.
and litter. And so,
you name it.
they're just,
The owners, property owners.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like taking what's happening in a large populated area and assuming it's gonna happen in a rural,
Mhm.
small town area.
Not gonna
I mean, how many homeless people are in Canby?
On a given week, anywhere from 2 to 6.
Yeah,
Well, you know.
and I don't think it would grow that much,
But
just because because homeless have to have access to
Services.
water and services and food and be able to plug their cell phones in, and there's none of that out there.
Well,
So anyway,
Well-
that's we're arguing in a.
I don't, even though it's not open, homeless person could still move down there and do the same things. In fact, it's even better because they're not disturbed as much. We have a cousin, I guess, my brother-in-law, has a piece of property on the other side of town, and he had a homeless guy set up there. Same thing, it happens. And it'll be up to the homeowners to enforce, either enforce their property rights or have the police come down and evict them. But I think more people using it, it's gonna make it less attractive, especially if the services aren't there.
We don't have any on the logging road
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
So just extended it, it's not gonna make it any more, right?
right.
I think, but in the first phase, we also, after we had that initial plan in the phased thing, and, it's a very basic introductory sort of, how would you even start to approach this? But things simply as, working together to keep it safe, and also property owners possibly, if the city's there, helping maintain the road in any way, and or safety, just so that there's a conversation to be had between this property the city owns and the people. And that's really most of what that plan
It was a
That is-
family that donated it to the city.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So besides the road, there's some.
There's some green space in there. too.
What a bit,
Yeah.
Quite a
really.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
down on the
acres or something,
floodplain.
Now it's bigger, I think it was 80,
But
80 acres, yeah.
one
but
thing-
it's a little bit,
Yeah.
couple
here.
triangles, yeah,
Couple triangles.
besides all
I
the
think that's been the
linear.
report.
Also the,
The road doesn't come out yet at Molalla, right? It's.
No, because the
No.
bridge went out.
There's a bridge there.
There was a bridge across Malala and it washed out years ago.
no, the bridge stands, it's the
Well,
bridges
okay,
they
okay, yeah,
removed
that's right. Okay.
when it was no longer used. But in the meantime, in the meantime,
You guys.
they're in the 96 floods,
Oh, yeah.
they had lost a good portion of the road. So, it would be probably more of a seasonal kind of
Yeah.
track through there. And it's quite clear from property owners
Mhm.
in the area, and even, it's not navigable, it's not, you would be just doing a pathway through there, as it won't be the party spot
Yeah.
that it had been years ago. So anyway,
Complicated.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
sounds like it.
So we just wanted to give you a
With the
heads
bridge
up.
out,
Mhm.
before, actually, the property is all the way up to Maxburg Road,
Yeah.
but there's,
I know
of
that
course, the
road
bridge
well.
up. So I mean, there's a.
Driven it many times.
Okay.
Maxburg.
Yeah,
Yeah. And having
Goes
said
out to
this,
Colton.
right. As you come down Maxburg,
That's steep, yeah.
there's a cut.
Yeah.
In the bank, and that's where the.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this committee is biding their time until the city has enough money to develop that first phase.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gotcha.
the,
And maybe the mayor changes stuff.
just,
Outside the city limits.
Yeah.
Outside the city.
it's outside of city limits, but the city owns it. And having said that, City of Molalla is reinstituting their portion of the old logging road that runs through their town, to use it kind of like what we have.
Yeah.
And just know that the gap between Canby from Maxburg over to Molalla, there's areas there that people probably
Yeah.
assume we want to get connected, but there's areas where
Mhm.
would never be able to get. So,
Be great if we could.
yeah.
Imagine how
People-
much fascinating history, how much timber came out of those woods from Molalla
All the way down here.
down
Yeah.
to the Willamette, into the water,
Mhm.
down
Yeah.
to Willamette to Portland.
And
That'd be
think about it,
fascinating.
the years and years and years of those heavy,
Mhm.
super heavy, highly logging trucks and compacting that roadbed.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty phenomenal.
Big trees, probably.
Yeah.
It's huge. You don't see that
Yeah.
anymore, probably.
But because of the flood area there
Yeah.
where the old logging bridge is there, but and the washout,
Okay.
you can't have a park there.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Hmm.
You wouldn't have a park. You would just have access to getting people across and on their way over to New Holland. So, sorry. Okay, thank you. We
Thanks for
won't keep you
the
any longer.
history lesson. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We
Thank you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you. Enjoy
Take
your
care.
meeting.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming.
See you in the morning.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
We'll move on to staff and council update, unless
The only thing,
anything to share of,
I think they're still waiting on weather to help finish up the logging road pavement.
connection.
And then some, I think there was some lighting, no, not permitting, but so a couple things there, we're still waiting on some of the lighting, but I think Jerry said that they're hoping that it would be done by the end of the year.
Did they get the pavement down before?
I don't think they got the pavement down yet, so.
And I was kind of worried about erosion with all this rain.
It's for the bridge.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
road's trail.
along the road.
Great, that's exciting. Anything else?
Are you talking it down to 99E?
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
it's paved.
Is it paved?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's just the lighting then, I think that they're waiting on.
Wow.
And they've installed fence posts. Yes.
I think the last time we talked, they were still waiting on the fence and the lighting, so if they got the.
The posts are in.
The
The posts are in,
in.
but is the, I
Man.
don't know if the fence is finished,
I haven't been back there.
yeah, so,
Terrific.
but it's really close to being done,
Yeah,
so.
well, considering the off season, so to speak,
Yeah.
that's
But
exciting.
yeah, you're right. There's the hillside starting to wash.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check with, Jerry and see, make sure they are aware.
Probably are.
Yeah.
Maybe he can get some compostable material down to help slow it down.
Yeah, plantings. Quickly, just for staff, last night at Planning Commission, there was a TSP discussion. There's a new technical memo out about project priorities, and it is about 27 pages long. So in the interest of brevity here, I just thought if you guys are interested, I could send that out to you.
Please.
Yes,
We were talking
please.
about projects lists earlier, so that popped right into my head, so I can do that.
Excellent.
And yeah, so that is just a list of both, they're called aspirational projects, some that would fit within the budget and some that wouldn't. So it's kind of a mix, but there's 3 tiers, and then I think there's 5 categories of types of projects as well. So lots of priorities were discussed last night. So I can send you the actual memo, and then I can send you a link to the video as well to see if you wanted to listen to any of the discussion. So I'll do that for you as well. But nothing was adopted. It was just, again, just discussion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you have any feedback, definitely let me know.
Mhm.
I'm not sure when. We're kind of winding down Planning Commission for the year. We're not gonna have one on the week of Christmas, obviously. So I think that might have been our last Planning Commission hearing for the year. Well, really coming down to it. So yeah, it's all from me.
I'm embarrassed to say we are still working on finding the bike hub key. And I saw Tyler
Mhm.
Miser, and yeah, he knows we're still looking for it
Yeah.
too. So he was the successor to Calvin, who I know
Mhm.
left it for him, but it might be in Jamie's, somewhere in
Yeah,
Jamie's. Something.
yeah, and
I
she's
don't know.
out. She had surgery recently, so
Oh,
that,
okay.
that might be part of it
Okay.
as well.
So,
Yeah.
but meanwhile, I did put the maps that I had in there and in not the display, but the poll. So otherwise, that's that update. Any hot spots anyone wants to mention tonight? And Brianna, any applicants for one and final?
Not heard anything,
Okay.
no. No, I was wondering if there are any suggested outlets, you know, if you would like me to reach out to like, spread the word a little bit more.
I have somebody I want to invite in,
Oh, great, okay.
Dave, from the county chair.
Oh, yeah.
He moved to Canby.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then,
He'll be an excellent.
And I can
Sure.
pass off the county reports to him.
Yeah,
Get one less job.
great, great. Oh, he's terrific.
Yeah.
Have you,
I haven't approached him yet.
okay.
I was letting him get settled down, and I don't know if he will feel overextended or not.
Is there a
But
time limit? You have to be a citizen for any period of time before joining any of the boards?
no, I can look into it.
Okay, that's the only thing I've been thinking about. I don't know if there is or not. I know for
I don't recall being asked.
some things.
Yeah, I've never been asked.
Goes that?
I thought it was 30 years.
Otherwise, well, I just want to commend Michelle again for outreach because.
Good job.
Yeah.
I mean, you tasked me with something and
Yeah.
then when I went on,
Don't you know, we need more rabble rousers that
I went on the website and it was nothing. And I was like, this is really, okay. Like Canby does not have an opinion about this. It's-
Wow.
So who have you discussed this with?
With what?
This issue of the logging road and, and e-bikes and all that?
Just went to the council as a citizen and
Council meeting.
spent my 3 minutes saying, hey,
So you didn't talk it over with somebody to get your words and stuff like that?
no. I literally
As, yeah.
looked and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the council meeting and say, hey, as a citizen,
I'm
I've
just looking at you as a possible source for another member on this committee.
I was just in saying, hey,
Well,
'cause
great.
I mean,
And
when you look at West Lynn, it just like, cause I was worked there, it just
Right.
blew up. I mean, it was boom, you knew exactly what the city of West Lynn's position was on e-bikes and e-scooters.
And what I'm not sure of is, as I was looking on the city website, I felt like, probably October-ish, there was a little more verbiage in there because they'd been working on it, Jamie had and stuff. And then this last time I went back and I didn't see much until I got to our page. And I'm wondering if it's there and I'm missing it.
I find the website hard to navigate.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It is not the.
So I was just kind of wondering if there was a separate page specific to the trail. Because folks who are interested in the trail might not necessarily even know that there is a bike and ped committee.
Yeah,
Go to
why would they
this
have to go to
page
Bike Ped to
get
find
to the-
any?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
Yeah. I can bring that up with folks with IT.
And you could also put a little plug into bike and bed if you open up something on the logging road.
No, and
yeah,
I mean, I'm getting ideas.
once you get there, it looks pretty good, except that I was a little disappointed that the only thing that I could find on bikes was primarily just for bikes riding along on a
On the
road,
road.
Mhm.
and what their responsibilities were.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that, I'm glad we got that to them, and thank you, Bruce, and thank you, everyone. Otherwise, our next meeting will be January 13th.
Who's gonna be the minute taker then?
And
Does anybody?
so Chris, as much as you probably don't want to do it,
Chris,
That's what I
they threw
think.
me under the bus. the first meeting. Wow.
The new guy.
and I think some goal setting, like we usually do at the beginning of the year, might be a great topic for next time too.
Right.
And otherwise, if there are no other comments, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion that we.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you,
Adjourn.
Russ. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you all for being here
Last was first and.
and have a wonderful
Whatever.
holiday and with you and yours.
It should have been. Yeah. It saves to.
We got a, message from Janelle.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
What was
well,
that?
we're going to